Hi everybody and welcome back to the Upside Down. I got to see Flight Risk in the 40X movie theater experience and I'm here to tell you if it's worth it in the format. Before I get started, please make me your 40X guy by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss any more 40X content from me. Flight Risk was one that I definitely think could have been a standout of the month in this format, but definitely has a lot of positive attributes in the format. The seat movements were really fun at times, nothing too intense. I was really impressed with the takeoff scene. The seats were rumbling and vibrating. It felt like you were taking off on a plane almost. The landing scene, which the landing scene is a little crazy. They match up with what's going on screen pretty well. A lot of the fun plane stuff is in the air as well. They lose control sometimes. They have to pull up really quick, descend, ascend really quick, so you're feeling all of that movement in the seats, the rumbling and the vibrating and the jolting here and there. When they crash through some snow on a mountain, that scene is really fun. They're out of control before it. They have to pull up really quick and then they don't make it. They go through the snow. That was really fun in 40X. The seat movements were wild. You felt the rumbling. You felt the massagers in the back of your seat. And then there's some action on the plane where the characters will be fighting, fist fighting, hitting each other with things, stabbing each other, shooting guns and flare guns. You definitely feel that in the massagers as well when characters fall or get thrown against something. When you're just flying in a plane, it's not like it's a wild experience unless there's some turbulence. They could have just had the seats have a light rumble for most of the movie, but there's definitely some of the movie where they're not moving at all even though the characters are on the plane. There's some downtime when the characters are just talking, but it still would have been kind of a cool experience to feel as if you were on the plane, however long they were on the plane in the movie. Water was used a few times. There's one time when they kind of have an establishing shot outside the plane and it's kind of snowing and raining, slushy kind of stuff, and you're feeling the water rain down from the ceiling. I thought that was solid. There's a use or two with blood as well. Mark Wahlberg spits out some blood and you feel that rain down from the ceiling. So not many uses of water, but there's definitely a few. I thought that it was handled well. The icky factor of blood, spit, it really adds to it because you're seeing blood and spit, but you're feeling water on you. Air is another standout-ish of this. I thought it would have even been used more, which I understand they're in the plane a lot, so it's not going to be used all the time. But air is used a handful of times. Any establishing shot, there's wind blowing. Fog was used a couple times. There's a time when they have to fly through, this fog that's, over the mountains. When they're flying through that, the fog in the front of the auditorium shoots up for a little bit. I thought that matched up with what was going on screen. It stayed a good amount of time. It was not distracting. There's a time in the plane when they have to use a fire extinguisher, and for that, the fog also shot up in the front of the auditorium. Lights were used a handful of times. There's a couple uses of a taser in this film. With that, the lights kind of flash a little bit. I've seen that in other films. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, there was that taser thing. Weapons going off, it flashes for the most part, and then there's a flare gun that gets shut off. The lights flash real quick with that. That definitely helps immerse you into the film. Seeing the lights in your peripheral vision going off with what you're seeing on screen. Scent was used a couple times, to getting in the plane and taking off. Like I said, though, it's a similar scent, or it definitely doesn't match with what I think we're supposed to be smelling. For me, there's an opportunity or two where if you have snow in your 40X auditoriums, that they could use snow. I'm not sure. They're really advertising that this film is in 40X. I've noticed more than some other films that come to 40X. I could see why. I would think that a plain action thriller-like film would be really fun in 40X, so I understand why they're doing that. Also, the movie is not great. It's not as fun as it could have been. They're probably advertising 40X for that aspect as well. Like, maybe you'll want to see the film in 40X more than you actually want to see the film. So I could see from a marketing standpoint why they're doing that. Overall, I think this is a solid 40X experience. It's a good 40X experience. I don't think it has as much fun as it could, and as much thriller action scenes as it could. It's a light recommend. Maybe I wouldn't say go rush out and see this. I think general audiences that want to go try out 40X are going to get a really good smorgasbord of the capabilities and how the effects and the capabilities culminate together. I think it's a good on-ramp for 40X. You go see this movie in 40X over just seeing it standard. So yeah, it's a light-ish recommend, but if you don't see it, don't worry about it, I would say. Would you be interested in me ranking the 40Xs of the month? I mean, some months there's only one, some months there's two. Let me know down in the comment section. Have you seen Flight Risk in 40X? What did you think of it in the format and just as a film? If you liked what you've seen here and you want to see some more content from me, please click around here to see some other content from me. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the movie fans in your life. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, make me your 40X guy, and come to the Upside Down.